What's the advantage of playing random? Well, you're more at a disadvantage. Even though some gold players are gonna tell you that random players have huge advantage over their opponents. Which, if you stop and think for 10 seconds, you will realize how stupid that is. So, random has the advantage of opponent like not knowing what race you are for the first minute of the game. Because if I'm Protoss and I'm playing against random, I can send a probe right now and it's going to arrive in a minute in game time. So the advantage of being random is opponent not knowing what race you're on start, so he can't prepare specific strategy like per map based on what your race, you know, you would normally play. And unless they don't want to probe scout, then you have a little bit longer of an advantage. Another thing is if the player is random, it might be harder for the opponent to track what builds you're doing, like what kind of playstyle you like doing. And that's all cool and dandy. But this is where random has advantage for cheesing. I absolutely disagree with that. That is... no. So, example. If I play... Zerg in ZVZ, I can go for 12 pull and I can go around overlords and try to attack the enemy base. If I'm playing random and I get Zerg versus Zerg, there's a very high chance the Zerg opponent is going to drone scout me and then he's going to see my 12 pull. So playing random at high level is worse if you want to do cheesing, because people will always worker scout you early. So if you're playing PvT and you want to do double gate, some cheese, whatever, they're gonna instantly see you have double gas, like even earlier than normal scout. So playing random for cheesing is worse. It's better if you're playing against a noob that doesn't know how to send a worker, yes. But if you're playing against an opponent that scouts, it's worse. Not to mention they expect you to cheese because you're random. So, yeah. Now, the disadvantage, the major disadvantage of playing random is the one that's quite obvious. Instead of having to practice 3 matchups, I have to practice 9. So, yeah, with each race, 3 matchups. And, no matter what people tell you, you know, the people that don't understand how the game works, random is at an extreme disadvantage playing against anyone. Because you're playing multiple... oh, that's a fast overlord speed. Because you're playing multiple races and relying on winning 9 matchups. Because every once in a while someone comes into my stream and they're like, oh, why don't you tell your opponents your race? You're at an advantage. And I'm like, how? In what world does me playing 9 matchups puts me at an advantage over someone who practices 3 of them? And they're like, oh, that makes sense. And I'm like, yeah, it does, doesn't it?
Give us your... let your ire shall be reclaimed. To glory. We not your card, combat.
I mean, speed overlords are like hacks. I can't kill them.
Give us your... yes, executor.
You require...
we...
can't warp that in.
But it's a advantage with fixed skill levels?
Glory to the Daylom.
How? Do people not know how to send a worker on the beginning of the game in lower leagues?
Ire, let your war shall persevere.
I mean, if they can't do that, the reason why they're losing is definitely not the random player, it's their inability to send a scout.
combat awaits. Yes, exactly. Where shall we? We combat. Ire, let your will be heard. The tempest combat awaits. Give us your command. Pour.
We don't have enough minerals.
Yes, Executor. Glorious combat.
That'll cost more minerals than we have.
Met the enemy. We serve with pride. Faith. We are one mind. Give us your command.
Need more minerals for that. That'll cost more minerals than we have.
Forward.
Anan Poko.
We don't have enough minerals.
I return to serve.
Yes, Executor.
Construct additional pylons.
Ire shall be enslaved.
Can't warp that in.
I am eager to strike.
Research complete. Seems more pylons are required. Can't warp that in. We've completely mined out a mineral field.
I am the
Nothing left of that mineral. We don't have enough minerals. Mineral field depleted.
I return to serve.
That'll cost more minerals than we have. Need more minerals. Our base is under attack. I guess that counts. That'll cost more minerals than we have.
The enemy close. Cold is the void.
We need more of that.
I am the voice of eclipse.
Our warriors are under attack.
Boom! just to make it clear, I just won that game because it was random. I mean, I just had such a massive advantage coming into that game. He just had no chance. He just had no chance. GG. Can you guys pinpoint exactly in that game where I had such a huge advantage? I just dominated him because of it, right? Can we all agree on that? Mm-hmm. Yeah. What's the point of those cannons after you broke his first push? I was very low in units, and I was scared that I'm gonna get like my units biled and then I have nothing. My warp gates were on cooldown, so I actually had more minerals than I could spend at that point, so I just added 2 cannons. Because before that, I had money and I was warping in Zealots and Immortals. That's why I didn't make the cannons. I made shield batteries. Yeah, the adept harassment was pretty nice. What are your living expenses in Serbia? Like the place where I'm living, bills, interwebs, food. I don't own a car, so I don't need to pay money for that because the city where I live in, I live very close to the center, so I don't really need a car to go anywhere. Yeah, like I'm not really the type of guy that's like go to the store and I spend like, you know, I don't know, like I go shopping every week or something like that. I usually shop literally once every 3 months. And then I haven't gone to a holiday in like 3 years, or like 2 years actually. And then we went to Thailand with Marika, and that's pretty much my spending. I don't spend a lot of money. I mean, just say the number. I mean, it depends. Like, you can live... I don't know how much exactly. I don't pay that close of attention to my finances because I don't spend a lot of money. To my finances as in, like, how much exactly I spent this month.
Need more minerals for that. That'll cost more minerals.
Can I move in and be your roommate? Sure. If you can edit my videos and clean my house and make me potatoes and I'll pay you. Sure.
We don't have enough minerals. Need more minerals for that.
I don't want to have an argument about difficulty. What I dislike is being thrown out of my comfort zone when I'm used to going... When I'm used to going gas first versus one race and Rax first versus another. Yeah, but I get that. I understand you, but that's me as a random player. That's not my problem. What you just said is, if I said, "Oh, please don't open Stalker, open Adept because it takes me out of my comfort zone," that's not Protoss's problem. You know?
We don't have enough minerals.
Like, ask yourself, do you ever play a game and you're like, oh man, I wonder if I'm throwing it out of his comfort zone? No, because it's not your problem. It's the same thing for me. I play random. If someone has a problem with playing against random because they don't know the race, you can leave the game. But I get your point as well. It's a valid point. A lot of people dislike playing against randoms because they cheese a lot. But I started playing random 6 months ago. Before that, I've never had a problem once playing against random because random player is usually less skilled than someone who mains one race because they're playing 9 different matchups. And it's very common for them to cheese as well. So you just prepare for cheese and the guy kills himself most of the time.
That'll cost more minerals. Need more minerals for that.
Cold is the we are in the heart of darkness.
That'll cost more minerals than we have.
I see.
You know, a funny thing happened, I don't know, like 2 weeks ago, let's say. A barcode player was playing against me, and he says, "Hi, race."
We don't have enough minerals.
And I say, "Hi, what's your main ID?" And he does the 3 dots, like annoyed 3 dots.
More minerals for that.
And I'm like, why would I tell you my race if you don't want to tell me your real ID? How does that work?
One with the shadow.
And the guy obviously didn't reply.
You require. We are.
We're done with the research.
You require.
Wow, that hellion.
The heart of darkness.
So you might say, well, there's a reason why he's going barcode. It's because he wants to save his identity so people don't know who he is. Yeah, and I want to go random so I can start without people knowing my race.
State thy bidding.
You know?
I am the heart of darkness. You require my skills.
We don't have enough.
Very well. I am the. I am here in the shadows. State thy bidding. Cold is the void.
Research complete.
I serve. You require my skills in the shadows. Intriguing.
That'll cost more minerals.
I'm here in the shadows. I am the cold. State you cold. State
I guess that can't work without a power field.
I am here in the shadows. Very cold.
That's gonna be
You require my skills.
Our base is under attack.
Veraku. I am cold.
Can't warp that in.
I return to serve. We are one with the shadow. You require. I am. You require my skills. I am the heart of. State that you require. I cold is
We're
the
done with the
void.
research. Not enough energy.
State thy bidding. Let our enemy know our right. I am the voice of the eclipse.
Our probes are under attack. Looks like our warriors are seeing some action. Upgrade complete.
I am the voice. Go. We are one. I am the heart.
Mind out a mineral.
You require my skills.
Mineral field.
Oh my god, I forgot upgrades.
Go.
Nothing left in that mineral cluster. That'll cost more minerals than we have.
Reckoning.
I can't see the red dots. Like, I just couldn't see half the red dots on the map. I see no red dot. There's no red dot. There's actually no red fucking dot.
Well, thanks.
You require my state.
Not enough energy.
I am the.
Can't warp that in.
Cool. I am the.
We don't have enough.
You require my.
Construct additional pylons.
I serve. We are one
Upgrade
with the
complete.
shadows. I am.
Not enough vessel. Can't warp that in. We've completely mined out a mineral field. Mineral field. Our warriors are under attack.
I am here in the shadows.
We've completely mined out a mineral field. Gunning for our left of that. Our probes are under attack. Looks like our warriors are seeing some action. Warp that in. I guess that can't work without a power. One of our pylons is under enemy fire. Nothing left.
You require code against the void. Death comes to all. Voice of the eclipse.
Justice be done.
He shall we you require.
Justice be done.
Upgrade is ready.
Glory of battle.
Can't warp that in.
I am
Need more minerals for that.
we are one with the shadows.
Not enough Vespine.
Assault data locked. We are focused. Our minds are as one. We shall stand against the dark. We shall stand against the darkness.
That's gonna require more gas.
Our minds are as one.
Looks like our warriors are seeing some action. Huh. Can't warp that in.
We are the light of the Kala.
We've completely mined out a mineral field.
Un
Upgrade
Orkai
complete.
Atum. Orange.
We are
Warp that in. Our warriors are under attack. Guys,
We embrace glory of battle.
I am the we are one. I am the voice of the eclipse.
Enemy is gunning for our foes.
You require. I am the voice of the eclipse. I am the heart of darkness.
Upgrade is ready.
We are one.
We are the
We've exhausted a
blades of
Vespine geyser. Our base is under attack.
We shall.
I am the state cold.
Our minds. Like we are focused.
Let's abuse of the broken map. What's broken?
Mineral field depleted.
Cassar de Templari. Orange is
What did he mean? War prisoners might be flying in? Ooh-hoo. How's the map broken? No idea. But GG. For TOS, what do you prioritize for the forge upgrades more after you get attack? Well, the style that I do is the mass charge lot, as you can see. I thought I can kill him with just Zealot Stalker, but he held on, so I transitioned to Templars eventually. But, so if you go double forge, you just chrono boost armor and attack. If you're going for some kind of Colossus base playstyle or Blink Stalker Disruptor, you go for attack. You go for +3 attack first. If you enjoyed this video, feel free to like and subscribe, and make sure to check out one of my previous videos.
As always, I want to thank you guys for watching. Have a very nice day, and I'll see you guys next time.